The respiratory system. The respiratory system is for grade 9. The respiratory system is the system responsible for delivering oxygen to your body. This is basically the main function of the respiratory system, is to get oxygen into your body so that oxygen does its magic, burning the food inside the cells and getting you energy, and subsequently having wastes as carbon dioxide and water vapor. There is a very big difference between just breathing, which we call external respiration, and burning the food in the cells, which is called internal respiration. Breathing is the simple action of the air entering into your body and leaving your body. But the internal respiration is the action of the oxygen at the level of the cells, burning out the food and producing energy, carbon dioxide, and water vapor. This is a simplified drawing of the respiratory system, showing that it starts from the nose. Also, the mouth is involved because if you have a blocked nose, this is where air is going to get into your system. Then we have here the throat. The throat is a common area for both the air and the food. And then we have the larynx, which is specific for food, goes into the trachea. And then we have the two bronchi that end with millions of bronchioles, and each ending with an air bag, which is called the alveoli. So what are the functions of the respiratory system? Supplies the body with oxygen and disposes of carbon dioxide. Filters the air, we're going to talk about it in a few seconds. Produces sound, we're going to tell you how. Contains receptors for smell, this is the only way you can smell food. It rids the body of some excess water and heat, and it helps regulate the blood pH. What is the blood pH? The blood pH means how much acidity or alkalinity you have in your blood. Your blood pH is regulated by the amount of carbon dioxide entering or leaving the cells. And of course, as the respiratory system is responsible for getting your blood rid of carbon dioxide, it is responsible for regulating the blood pH. So, breathing, which is the simple external respiration. We have the inhalation, which is also called inspiration, and it draws the gases into the lungs. And then we have the expiration, in which you push the gases out of the lungs. Okay, so here is a better picture of the beginning of the respiratory system, the upper part. Starts with the nose, and then we have the nasal cavity, and then we have the throat. As you see the throat here, it is a common passage for both the nose and for your mouth. This is the end of your tongue. This is why it is a common passage for both of them. So what happens in the nose? First of all, we have the cilia, which are the little hairs present inside your nose, and they stop the dust and they stop many foreign bodies from entering into your nose. Respiratory system also. Okay, and then we have inside the nose the small capillaries or the small blood vessels that keep the air entering your lung warm, because if you have cold air entering your lung, this means that you're going to have a problem in your lung. Okay, and of course it leads directly to your larynx, and the larynx is also called the voice box. So then we have, next after the nose, we have the pharynx. As I told you, the pharynx is a common passage for both the respiratory system and the digestive system, and it's also called the throat. Okay, and then at the pharynx we have a division. The air goes into the larynx and the food goes into the esophagus. So again, it's a common pathway for both air and food. Comes after that the larynx. The larynx is also called the voice box. Why is it called the voice box? Because it contains inside it the vocal cords. These vocal cords, they move, or as we say, they vibrate when the air passes through them, and this is how you get the sound out of your throat. Then we have the trachea. Here is the trachea. It joins from the larynx to the beginning of the bronchi. As you see, the trachea has these rings that you can also feel at the front of your neck. These rings, they are cartilages. Remember, we said that the cartilage is a soft bone, as the one present at the tip of your nose or the one present in your ear. These cartilages, they make sure that the trachea is opened at all time, and no matter what you're doing, you're sleeping, you're bending your neck, you're on your side, whatever your position, you still have your trachea opened at all time. These rings, they are only present at the front. At the back, there are no rings. So we say that the trachea is kept open by half cartilaginous rings in order to keep it opened at the same time. But at the back, there are no rings to allow the food to pass through the esophagus, which we're gonna see next. Then we have the lungs. So the lung is conical in shape, which means that it's a little bit triangular. Okay? After the trachea, as we get to the lungs, this is what we see. We have, of course, the right lung and the left lung. The right lung has 3 lobes, which are 3 parts, while the left lung has only 2 lobes. You know why? Because the left lung is so close to the heart. The heart takes part of it. It is embedded close to it, so it has only 2 lobes. This is what we want to see. Here is the trachea with all the rings it has, and then it divides into 2 branches which are called the bronchi. Okay? These 2 branches, they divide into millions of branches which are called the bronchioles. Bronchioles means small bronchi. Each of the bronchiole, as we see here, it ends with these bubbles which are air bags and also called alveoli. This is where all the action happens. So the air is going to enter through the system of pipes which are called the bronchi. In alveoli, this is where the gas exchange happens. Okay? Because inside the alveoli we have capillaries. The capillaries are the smallest blood vessels. They have very thin walls, and they allow for the gas exchange. Here is a better picture. Here we have the alveoli. These are the capillaries. This is the cavity or the inside of the alveoli, and these capillaries, they allow for the carbon dioxide and water vapor coming from the burning of the food in the cell to exit the lungs, and it collects the oxygen from the inside, takes it into the capillaries and back through the arteries into your cells. Okay, the movements of respiration. During inhalation, we say that the diaphragm contracts. Diaphragm contracts to allow the rib cage to expand, to allow more air to enter into your lung. During exhalation, the diaphragm relaxes and it allows your rib cage to be smaller, so the air flows outside your lungs. That's it for the respiratory system. You know that your home, because of a very big problem for the respiratory system, which is called the coronavirus, you have to be really careful dealing with everything that's connecting to your respiratory system. Please stay home as much as you can. Please, if you're coughing, you cough into your elbow. You don't want to cough in someone else's face, and be as safe as you can.